Hi, let's take a look at exercise 26 from the review section 2, R2. Okay, so an example of this type of problem is negative 8 to the fourth. The important thing to remember here, if you have an exponential expression and there is no grouping, the exponent only applies to the number immediately to its left. So in this example, there's one negative, but 4 factors of 8. So this could be expanded and written as negative 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. And the important thing here, and if you multiply this out, you get negative 4,096. So the important thing to remember here is that with the absence of any grouping, the exponent only applies to the number immediately to its left. And I want you to compare how that's different from applying the fourth power to negative 8. Notice that in order to write that correctly, I have to actually parenthesize negative 8, apply the exponent outside of the parenthesis, which means it not only applies to the 8, but the exponent of 4 also applies to the negative sign. So this could be expanded and written as negative 8 times negative 8 times negative 8 times negative 8. So this would be positive 4,096. And this is something that people really have a problem with. So I just wanted, we talked about it in class, but I wanted to also just make this video so that you, if you need help with this, you have something to view about it. I also want to point out that if you are evaluating expressions, so if I say evaluate 2x squared for x equal to negative 3, if you have a problem like that, your first step should be to write the expression where you have replaced the variable with the given value. And in this case, the given value is negative, so in order to write this correctly, and you get credit for the steps of your work as well as for the work itself, what I meant to say as well as for the answer. So the work needs to be correct and so does the answer. So in order to write this correctly, you would have to write the negative 3 in parenthesis. If you don't write it in parenthesis, even if you get a correct answer, so sometimes people will do this, they'll write this in this way, and they'll say this equals 2 times 9, and they'll get the correct answer, but they've written something that's false. So I want you to notice that 2 times negative 3 squared is not 2 times 9. So these are not equal, but that would actually equal to 2 times negative 9. If we were going to write this correctly, it would actually mean this. 2 times negative 3 times 3, because the square only applies to the 3, which is 2 times negative 9, which is negative 18. So that would actually be the correct writing for this expression. So bottom line, and probably a more formal, correct way to write this would be to actually have this in brackets. However, kind of informally, it would be correct to write it the way I had it. But make sure when you are evaluating expressions, if you are replacing an exponential with a base that is negative, you do need to parenthesize that. So if I was evaluating 2x squared for x equal to 3, the parenthesis would not be required. So this would simply be 2 times 3 squared, which is 2 times 3 times 3, which is 2 times 9, which is 18. So here the parenthesis, it wouldn't be incorrect to have parentheses, but it wouldn't be necessary to have parentheses. So, however, whenever you're evaluating an algebraic expression that includes an exponential applied to a variable, and the variable, that value that you're given is negative, to correctly write that, you must parenthesize that negative value and then apply the power to it. Hope this helps.